and they wanted to replace him. So I got to audition for that, and I got Tristan on Yu-Gi-Oh! And then at 4Kids, once you're sort of in their group of actors, they sort of let you audition for everything. And so that's where I did Turtles there. That's how I got to Yusei and G.I. Joe. I worked on, you know, they did GX and even Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And even though I didn't do a main character on that, I did a bunch of incidentals. They did Pokemon, so I worked on that. Because once you're in, even if you didn't play a main part, you got to work on everything eventually. And even though I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh!, it sort of worked out because at 4Kids, if you got a main part on one of the shows, they wouldn't really give you another main part. So I think if I played Yu-Gi-Oh!, I definitely wouldn't have gotten Yusei, which has been great. And I probably wouldn't have gotten Raphael, which is especially great. So that's sort of that's the world of that, how I got to this moment that we're having right now. All of us together in this room.
Say something.
I should say something as you said. I keep forgetting to bring a script. I can never remember anything.
Say synchro summon Stardust Dragon, let's rev it up.
I synchro summon Stardust Dragon! Let's rev it up! Yes, thank you. Thank you. That'll be $500 a piece. I'm not kidding. Yes, I am. Sure. Yeah, sure.
If you guys have any questions, just raise your hand.
Anything at all. I'll answer anything.
I gotta think of something.
We got one here.
Are you in any video game voiceovers?
My video game voiceovers. I do a lot of the stuff for 4Kids. They do video games for all the shows, so I did a bunch of Turtles games. What do they call the Duel terminal? We did that, so I did that, and yeah, because each show eventually does some DS games, Wii games, and they usually hire the actors that do the show. So I've done a bunch of those, a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I've done a couple of others. Because I do, other than the cartoons, I do a lot of other voiceover stuff, like radio commercials, TV commercials, and occasional video games. But nothing I can sort of comes to mind, and not any of the really big ones. Because those have gotten like, they have big actors that are doing like Grand Theft Auto and those sort of giant games, you know. But yeah, that's really getting to be a really big industry for voice actors because, I mean, video games have gotten huge. They gross more than movies do sometimes, so. But they're getting stars to come out and do, you know, that. Hi.
Hi. My question is, if you had a chance to hang out with two characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vikings, who would they be and why?
If I had to hang out with two characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
Aki.
What? Akiza is pretty hot. I'd probably hang out with her.
Harley. Serenity.
And yeah, definitely Akiza. Definitely Akiza. That's all I can think of right now. Who else would be good? Jack Atlas is sort of a pain. I don't know if I'd hang out with him all the time. He's always giving me a hard time.
He's the king, that's all.
Crow. He's like my friend. Did you just call him the king? Will someone remove this guy?
Crow.
Crow. Crow's cool. That's good. I'd hang out with Crow. He's my buddy. He's always got my back. Thank you.
Is Raleigh a guy or a girl?
I think Riley's a girl.
But
I'm not sure. You know, the way they record it, it's sort of strange.
I would say girl.
You know, as a comparison, like Ninja Turtles is built from the ground up. 4Kids originally did that show from the ground up, originally did it. So the voice actors are the first thing to work, meaning how that show worked was we'd get together every Wednesday and we do a rehearsal. So it's sort of like a radio play. All the actors sit down and we go through the whole script and we rehearse it. And then all 4 turtles would go into the booth. So we would all record at the same time, which as an actor is much better because then you're sort of playing off of someone. And it's also just more fun because you're in the booth with your friends and it's more fun. And so this sort of stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, the stuff they buy that's already done in Japan, and so 4Kids essentially buys it and then hires actors to dub it. And so when I work on that, I'm in the booth by myself. And a lot of times it's out of context because you're just recording your part. So that's why I don't always sort of know who everyone is. I don't always know the plots completely. I mean, the director essentially says, this is what's going on for you emotionally. This is, who is this guy? Who, if it's Raleigh, like, what's my relationship to them? Okay, so you can get a sense of what you're supposed to be doing with the lines. But it's very weird, and in a way, it's sort of a skill because you essentially have to watch the screen, and you have to get skilled at because you're matching flat. And you have to act at the same time because, obviously they hire American writers to translate it into English. So I've got a TV in front of me and I've got the director and I hear beeps and then I've sort of got to read the script and watch so I can sort of fit it. It's a very weird, it's like a technique almost. And I'm a master at it. I'm just kidding. Not really.
The record Raleigh is actually a boy.
And for the record, thank you, Yumi. Raleigh is a boy.
Yup.
And now I know that, and it's going to completely change my performance from here on out. I can't believe I've been playing her as a girl, and wow.
He's been a boy the whole time.
He's been a boy the whole time, too. Hi.
Will Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D Season 3 be coming to America soon?
That's a good question. We're really in the middle of season 2, and we're right in the middle of it. So the way 4Kids operates usually is you do a season and it ends, and then all the powers that be sort of powwow and decide if people are watching the show. And I think it has some, I mean, I'm just an actor, so I don't totally know, but I think it has something to do with the cards as well, and how well the cards are selling, and how that stuff all ties in. And so I don't know. I hope so. Do you know how many seasons there are, like in Japan, in 5D?
Yeah, right now they're on season 3.
Season 3.
They're
so
like
we're not
way
that far behind them, actually.
Yeah, they're in the
So
World
it just
Championship,
depends.
the World
We'll
Grand
finish
Prix.
this. I think season 2, the American version, will start in the fall. And if it does well, hopefully they'll do. It's usually 52 episodes. And it's great for me. I mean, I want it to go as long as possible because that means I keep having a job and 4 kids.
Thank you. One after, yeah.
This season, that's in America Season 2 already?
Yeah.
He said it's already fall.
I don't know why. Because I think it's how 4Kids does it.
How do you rank Yusei Fudo against, like, do you think he would win a duel against Jaden or Yugi?
Ooh.
I play the character, so I'm going to say, yes, of course, he would destroy them. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I mean, he seems like every episode he kicks butt, so I can only assume that he would kick their butts as well.
But so would Jaden and Yugi.
What do you think? Do you think how do you think you do? Yami Yugi is pretty strong,
He's weak.
but I think I can take him.
He got God cards.
Destroy him.
But I don't know. I haven't seen this movie they've been previewing that I think we're going to dub, and all 3 characters are in it. But I don't think they duel against each other.
No.
Right? We join forces, I believe. Correct.
Yep.
Holding
So
hands.
we'll see. I think you should write that series though, where they duel each other. Okay, get on that.
How did it feel beating Goodwin at the last season when you summoned your Majestic Star Dragon?
I'm going to say it felt pretty good, but I don't really remember. Again, it's always sort of strange because it would be different if the actor that played Goodwin is in the booth and we're sort of working off each other, but that's not how it is. So I'm really just doing my lines, and those, the duels sort of always have the same tone. I mean, I like the dueling part, but what's more interesting for me is when the characters actually get to sort of talk to each other, which doesn't happen a lot in the show because a lot of it's about dueling, but from an actor standpoint, those are the moments that, for me, that are more interesting. But, I mean, that stuff's fun because it's sort of dramatic to do, and, but yeah, I mean, if I had a preference, I always like it when there's a little less dueling because I mean, it's funny, it's still a cartoon, but from an actor's standpoint, you want to have the relationship stuff is more interesting, and that's why the Turtles was fun to do, although that sort of got to a point where it was a lot of action. But for an actor, you always want a scene where you're just sort of working off another actor and another character. It's always more interesting, and I think it's more interesting for the audience, actually. I mean, in Turtles, we were always trying to encourage them to like cut back on the action and sort of